Please help me welcome Dr. Kathy Gruver.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Great. Okay, so the first thing I want everyone to do is take a big breath. Because I'm talking about stress, and I don't even know why, because I know none of you have ever felt stressed out, right? I know. The reason I'm talking about stress is right now it's estimated that between 60 and 80% of doctor's visits are from stress-related illness. And we know the classics. We know the ulcer from the high-stress executive, the heart disease, the cancer. But we're seeing everything from TMJ, headaches, PMS, irritable bowel syndrome. Almost everything you can think of is affected by our stress. But what is stress? What's the definition of stress? We've all felt it. We've seen its effect on people. The definition of stress is a perception that demands are going to exceed your resources. A threat, real or imagined. And what's great about that definition is it's a perception that demands are going to exceed your resources. Because if the demands didn't exceed your resources, it wouldn't be stress, right? You'd be able to handle it. Old stress was easy. It was a real threat. You'd walk around the corner, there'd be a bear, you'd have this fight or flight response, this cascade of hormones. Then the threat would go away and you'd sleep. Well, now our threats aren't bears jumping out at us. It's the fiscal cliff and the IRS and the foreclosure and the unemployment. And then the bacon catches on fire and we find ourselves being committed because we can't handle the stress anymore. One of the things I see people stressing out so much right now is the flu. And with the flu, I have heard people say everything from, well, I haven't gotten it yet, to, well, I get sick every winter no matter if I take the shot or not, to, don't get near me, you're going to get me sick. And I have friends on Facebook that type, I'm not getting sick, I'm not getting sick, I'm not getting sick. And I applaud the attempt at an affirmation, but I write in and say, why don't you rephrase that to say, I am healthy and well. My immune system is strong and resilient. And they always reply with a little smiley face, and I don't know if they're mocking me or if they're truly happy with what I'm saying to them. But inevitably, I see them pass that along to friends. That, to me, is the joy of social media. And that, to me, is the power of affirmations. Studies show we can actually boost our immune system by changing our language. It's estimated that we have about 60,000 thoughts a day, and that 50,000 of those are negative. That's 80% negative thoughts, which to me translates to 80% negative results. And we wonder why we have so much illness and so much unhappiness. If someone followed us around all day and said these things to us that we say to ourselves, hopefully we'd turn around and say, shut up. I do not get sick. Anybody in here that knows me, you will never remember a time that I was sick. I just don't get sick. And about 2 weeks ago, my husband got the flu. For any of you that has a husband that's ever been sick, there was some stress. But what's interesting about stress is we can't control stress, right? Stress is not the problem. I'm here to tell you stress is not the problem. The problem is our response to the stress. And that we have control over, because can you control the fiscal cliff? No. Can you control the traffic? No. Can you control the person in front of you that's going really, really slow when you have to get somewhere? Can you control the woman in line at the post office that has to flip through 30 pages of stamps before she picks the kittens? She's been in front of you all, I know, and you're standing there going, oh, I just have to mail my mortgage. We can't control any of that. What we can control are our thoughts. That's where the affirmations come in. I do this a lot when I'm about to fall asleep. I fall asleep quickly and easily. I wake up feeling refreshed. And I found 2 weeks ago when my husband had the flu, and I'm feeling germs all over my face for 4 nights in a row before I finally said, get out. I had this fear. I had this moment of, oh, I can't get sick. I've got too much to do. But instead, I said, I am healthy and well. My immune system is strong and resilient. I can't control the flu. I can control my own immune system. The other thing I did was visualize. I learned to visualize when I was 14 years old. I was in a summer stock production of Oklahoma. And I was in rehearsal. We were just about to open. And I felt that tickle, you know, that tickle that means something's coming. And I was sitting in rehearsal and I was doing this kind of thing. And And in the cast with us was this little Chinese man. And he said, "Are you feeling okay?" And I said, "Oh, I've got a sore throat, and I feel like I'm starting to get sick, and I'm really scared because we open next week, and this is my big debut." And he said, "Well, do you visualize?" And I'm thinking, I'm 14. Well, I don't know. And I said, I don't think so. And he goes, "Well, do you daydream?" And I said, "Oh, yes. And I'm an only child, so I can talk to myself really good, too." He said, "Perfect. This is perfect." He said, "Go home tonight, and when you're laying in bed, visualize your immune system." He said, "Have you seen those movies where the cavalry comes rushing over the hill to save the day and there's horses?" And I went, "Oh, yeah." He goes, "Okay, that's your immune system. There's a space behind your heart, which I now know to be the thymus gland, and it produces white blood cells." He said, "Picture those white blood cells rushing to the area and doing battle with the illness." And I thought, okay. So I got home that night, and I had a tale going. There were cannons and horses and the white blood cells rushing to my throat, and I fell asleep somewhere during this. And I woke up the next day, no sore throat, no illness, and I was amazing as chorus girl number 3 in Oklahoma. Studies show that visualizing not only boosts our immune system, it heals wounds quicker, both surgical and accidents. It can shrink tumors. It can lower your blood pressure, all by daydreaming. We do it all the time. We've all gotten 3 exits past where we're supposed to be and went, "Oh, where was I?" We can go away really easily. I healed a vertebrae that was cracked in my back from visualizing. This is why I don't get sick. You can do it too. The brain does not recognize what's really happening and what we're fantasizing about. So right now, I could have you guys think of the most stressful thing you've experienced, and your body will start to have a stress response. Your heart rate will go up, your blood pressure will go up, your higher brain functioning will cease, digestion slows. This is why stress is such a problem. Our reaction to it is causing physiological changes. We age quicker. You guys have watched every president that's ever been elected look like utter hell after 4 years. Because of the stress levels. The last thing I want to leave you with is meditation. Now, I'm from the East Coast. Clearly, I talk fast. I'm a type A, anal retentive, Capricorn only child. My father was an only child and wanted a boy, so I'm getting it from all sides. Don't tell me to sit on a pillow and quiet my mind and still my body. Does not work. But I learned a meditation that you can all do. There's only 2 rules. Concentrate on something repetitive, and if thoughts intrude, dismiss them without judgment. And when I learned that, I had this big piece of paper, and I'm like, okay, give me all the rules, and I'm ready to write more about the tongue goes a certain place, and you look up, and you do the finger thing. There were no other rules. So if I may, I would love to give you this gift of a mini meditation. So I'm going to have you close your eyes. And what we're going to use as our repetitive concentration is our breath. So I'm going to have you pay attention to your breath, whether it's the rise and fall of your chest or the feeling of the air going in and out of your nostrils. And you're not trying to change your breath, just observing to see what it's doing. That's going to be our focal point. And on your next inhale, I want you to think, I am. And on every subsequent inhale, I want you to think, I am. And if thoughts float through, dismiss them without judgment. They're not important. And on your next exhale, I want you to think, at peace. And on every subsequent exhale, I want you to think, at peace. I am at peace. And what this is doing for you is it's lowering your blood pressure. It's slowing your heart rate and your respiratory rate. It's boosting your immune system. It's readying your brain for higher functioning. So you're ready to learn right now. You're focused. And it slows the genetic effect of aging. Yeah. A bunch of heads perked up at that. Studies show people who invoke the relaxation response through yoga, tai chi, laughter, meditation, visualization, affirmations, genetically age slower than those who are stressed. If thoughts float through, dismiss them without judgment. I am at peace. I do this in the car, in traffic. Please don't close your eyes in that situation. In line at the post office when the woman's trying to pick her stamps. Before I speak, before I do radio shows, before I sit down to write. I am at peace. I want to leave you with that. I'm here all day. 10 minutes to talk about stress is not long. But I'm here. I've got a booth outside. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a wonderful day. Okay, you're stuck with me for another second, though. Okay. How about that last speaker? I get to...